Hello, Scratchers! Now I'll tell you how to make a car parking game. So, let's begin. Okay, Scratchers! So, welcome back to the first section of this tutorial. This section we are going to make a car and make it actually have some simple movements. So, first of all, you want to make a new project. We want to name this Scratchy, not Scratchy Cat. We're going to name our project Car Parking. How about we go game? You can do simulate if you want, but I'm going to do game and press enter. So Scratchy Cat, sorry, hopefully you don't get angry, but we will be sending you to the Shadow Realm. Okay. So, after deleting our Scratchy Cat, how about we make a new sprite? We're going to name it Racing Car, or we can just name it Car, but I'm going to name it Racing Car. After naming that, we want to actually make our car. So you can do whatever thing you want, but I'm just going to make a really simple car that is red and has a one window. So I'm going to make the body of this car by selecting the square tool and a red with no outline. So I'm going to make sure you drag it to the center. And then I'm going to make a window. So how you make a window is you go to fill, you make it a blue, but you make the saturation something a bit smaller. Now I'm going to draw the window over here. Oops. Now I'm going to draw the window over here. By doing that, I'm going to move it down to here. You can make some wheels if you want, but I think that's pretty good. We want to select all of this. We'll press Control A. We want to group it, and then we want to make sure it's in the center of the canvas. How about we name this costume something? Naming it Orange Car. Okay, now time to do some setup code. When green flag clicked. For all my games, I usually have a setup script, and that is no different here. So broadcast set up. Oops. Broadcast set up. Okay, so when I'll save, message 1, we want to set size to, how about something a bit smaller, 50. And then we want to go to 0, 0, how about we do that? And we want to make sure we are shown to that fin. So if I would have moved this around, let's test that out. Wait, why is it not working? Okay, so I found the bug. We forgot to set this to setup. So, doing that again, we should see that it goes to the center. Our car looks pretty good as that. How about we make a road background? Now, instead of making this in a backdrop, I'm actually going to make a new spot, naming it road. And I'm going to make some concrete paths and a simple road. So I'm going to use grey for the concrete paths. So that should be good. Put some greys here. And some over here too. And then I'm just going to have black in the middle. So it's for the road. You can get some whites or yellow fins here. But I think that is good. Make sure your road is 0, 0. And head back to your racing card and in the code. Okay, let's get a forever loop and broadcast game loop. Because this is where we will initialize all our stuff. So this is our main game loop. When I'll save game loop, this is where we'll have all our code in. But a racing car seems to not be shown. Well, that's because it is behind our road. So to fix that, we can just bring a go to front layer block when our setup script is done. And as you see now, it is all back to normal. So how about we move our car by left, right, up and down? So that's pretty easy. We can just make a new broadcast message, naming it player movement. So player movement. Okay. Get a when I'll save player movement, we can get 4 if checks out. So up and down and left and right. So we want 4 Fs and we want to go to the sensing category and get a key space blocked. Do that for all of them. And we want to change these two accordingly. So if right arrow is pressed, if left arrow is pressed, if up arrow is pressed, and if down arrow is pressed. Okay, so right arrow would be change X by 10. Left arrow would be change X by -10. And then up arrow, and we can change Y by 10. And then change Y by -10. So, how about we test that out? So we have some simple car movement. I do like that. There's only one thing that, can you see it, guys? Well, we can't even rotate our car. So what's the point of even having this? Well, that's where the magic comes in. So we want to totally delete our up arrow and down arrow. I mean, not delete. We change this to our rotation keys. How about we change this to A and D? So A, and where's that D key? Here. So if A key is pressed, we want to turn. A on the keyboard is left, so turn anti-clockwise, and D is on the right, so turn just by clockwise. Make sure to delete that old stuff here. So we can obviously move left to right. But if I press A, D, we can move there. How one more thing I am seeing, we're supposed to actually change this to up arrow and down arrow. So, how about we change our Y by 10 instead? So change Y by 10 and change the other Y by -10 because, you know, my 10 is the best, right? Okay, after done that, now we can do our final test. Oh, our direction is off. We can just set that back to 90 and we will test that out. We can move up and down and A and D. Okay, so how about we instead move our keys? So this is taking a bit of a while. Move 10 and move -10. So that is basically it. Testing that up now. Yep, this is very, very good. I just want to try rotating here. Okay, I think that is very, very, very good. So, now next section we'll actually make a parking game. But before we do that, how about we make some parking lines in our road script? So brightness 100 and saturation 0. We want to make some simple lines here. Now, obviously, you'll probably want to make this here, but this is a tutorial, not an artist challenge. So I'm just going to do my best here. Go back to code. Okay, so that will be the end of this section. Make sure you save the project. Okay, so see you in the next section. Okay, scratchers. So welcome back to the next section of this tutorial. This section, we are going to make this car. We're going to make this car be able to park in our spot. So how about we change our movement a bit and have right arrow and left arrow instead? Okay. So how about we delete this move 10 steps? When up arrow is pressed, we change Y by 10. Down arrow, we change that by -10. And instead of our turn blocks, we want a change X by 10 and a change X by -10. So that seems really good. How about we test that out? Yep, that is absolutely brilliant. Okay, how about we point in direction 90 when we start off our game? shoulders or tighty. Point in direction 90 degrees. Okay, after that, how about we measure how our parking skills are? So go to the road spot. We want to delete our white line to be drawn last section because we will make them their own spot. Okay, make a new spot. We want to name it lines. Okay, now you want to make some white lines over here. So I'm going to do white line, another white line, and another one here. After that, you want to press Control A to select everything and make sure you group it. After that, you want to make sure it is dragged to the center of the canvas. On screen, let's drag it somewhere here. Okay. So how about we make a new custom variable, deleting this old one. Name it distance to road. And we want to leave that for all spots. What? We want to leave that for all spots. Press OK. Hide that variable for now. Actually show it. We'll find the distance to our road. So that will be in our racing car spot. So how about we go, when I receive game loop, let's get a new broadcast message up. Let's broadcast player distance and press OK. When I receive player distance, we want to set distance to road to sensing distance to mouse pointer and set that mouse pointer to road. Testing that out now. So each time we get further away, as you see, everything is good. So 50 over here and 56 over here. How about we track where we are? So how about we check if we're in the center, which will be around 31. 1 second, I'm just going to round this value down so we don't have to worry about it and we don't have any fractional numbers. 32. Okay, that's after rounding that down. We want to check if our play distance. So how about I go a bit down? So 10. If it's less than 32, so if our distance to road is less than 32, then that means we are good. So we can broadcast, broadcast 5 star. Press O, press OK. Okay, how about we test that out? Well, as you see, we are perfectly centered. So this would be a 5 stars. But there's one issue. Move that up a bit. So this is the road. It's 22.2. Well, how about I delete this center line so we don't have any more difficulties? So this is the road. Okay. So make a new spot, name it stars. And then you want to make 1 star, 2 star, and 3 star. So 1 star. And we're going to make some stars. But I'm just going to use a black outline with no fill. And I'm going to draw that with our black outline. And that is way too thin. Bump that up at least to 10. Now you want to make this yellow. So to do that, we just need to fill in this color yellow. Okay. Now I'm just going to position it up here but you can position it wherever you want. So how about we go to this X and Y when we start off and we want to hide this position. But when I save 5 star, I'm sorry, 1 star to make a new message. Now we want to show this fin. So go back to your wasted car spot. And we can instead broadcast 1 star. Test that out now. We are a bit lacking. So how about we go here? And we don't want to go to that X and Y. We want to go a bit up. So we're not already parked in. Okay, test that out. So we have a 5. If this was a 1 star, now we would be perfect. So how about we broadcast 5 star? Go back to our star spot and change this to 5 star. Okay, so that will be the end of this tutorial. You can figure out the math of this and add more stars. All you need to go to your wasted card, duplicate this if check. Okay, hope you like this tutorial and see you next time, Scratchers. Goodbye, Scratchers.